always a delight to meet these wonderful ladies, to meet you. Thank you so much for being part of this growing family. I'm Beverley Nambozen Sengyumva. Another week, another win. Manuela, how are you today?
I'm fabulous.
You just can't help being fat. It's your default position.
Well, sometimes you just have to decide.
Yes. So
I
like that.
There's an age where you get to, and you realize, you know what?
Yeah.
Life today will beat me. Tomorrow I will beat life. So the only constant I have is myself, by the way.
That's
so
good.
I'm going to be fine.
Quotable
and
quote.
I'm fabulous. I'm good.
Thank you.
Good.
Barbara, and how are you today?
Wonderful.
That's wonderful. You are winning in the green. I was going to call it emerald green. I have not found the right word. It's not
right
emerald.
Shade. There's so many shades these days of one color. Before it was
what
green,
happened to light green
yellow,
and dark green?
blue.
I'm glad you're well.
Mm.
I also had a great week,
Yeah.
actually. I did. I had a great week. I keep telling you of my new exercise routines. Now I've started exercising 5 in the morning or 5:30. Now, I'm not going to show you, but let me tell you, strength exercise, 30 minutes, it does everything. The long walks I'll stop for a bit, except maybe on Sundays or Saturdays. The energy I have, Red Bull on steroids. No, it does so good to just be energized and focused. It's brilliant. Like your mood is always at a 99.9.
Right.
Every morning though?
4 times a week, because you have to have a day of rest. Your body has to rest one day.
Yes.
It's just changed everything. I don't waste time. It's amazing.
You know, one thing that I've been getting into is actually listening to my body. Yeah. Not listening to my thoughts about my body. Or not listening to what people would say. No. Let me tell you guys, your body will tell you what does it need in terms of strength right now. So even when you said, I was rolling my eyes when you said, what to do another exercise. I was like,
another one.
Another week, another exercise. Yes. But then now that I think about it, your body actually tells you, and then that's when you go like, you know what, from now on I'm going to start swimming.
Yes.
Your body told you,
Yes.
you know, and so.
You're right. It is a response to my body's needs. The long walks were good, but there's something about strength training. Short, compact, vary the exercise.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
I don't know do you do body strength or you do with weights?
First carry your own weight before you lift weights. That's what
a
a friend
hard
told
one,
me. It is.
It's
But
a hard one.
yes,
Yeah.
but if you do 4 push-ups the first day, the next day you'll do 6, the next day 10, because you are increasing your capacity. And that's what I've learned. And then the lunges become easy as well. Strength training makes you stronger.
But
it does.
I'm told also after a certain age, I think it's after 35, cardio doesn't really do that much for you.
Bambi Cadia.
So
We did like you in the first instance.
It gets you sweating, it lights up your mood, but in terms of the body toning and everything,
I was told that.
Oh, really?
yeah, there's not much it does for you.
Bye-bye.
You can tell your gym
my
trainer, your trainer,
Yeah.
that you don't need the bicycle anymore. Yeah. No, that's good. I'm glad. You both look wonderful. There is something, we've talked about this before, we've heard about it, and it's intriguing, it's fascinating, this concept of the truth. When people say, recently, a famous author who had a nod for the Nobel Peace Prize, whose books we studied in secondary school. You're smiling. Yes. I thought it was well because you're like, I must have slept in that literature class.
Which is also possible, yes.
His son, a couple of months ago, posted on social media and told the world who knew about the father whose books we loved that the truth is my father used to beat my mother. And everyone was shocked. And they said, how can you insult your father who was a great man? Others were like, good, share your truth, share your experience. But even before we get to that, had we been duped? Was this man great? He was, I'm sure. He still is. But then there is that. Can you share any experience where you feel you've been conned or duped?
I've just been duped.
No.
like,
Yes.
I'm feeling like
her story.
no, I mean, I didn't know Ngugi wa Thiong'o like that because I didn't do literature, but I did love reading the books, and I thought,
Yes.
the people who are doing all literature, the ones who know English, I'm really feeling duped. Right?
Yes, exactly. That's how you feel when
you think something is so real and then it's so fake. So my dupe story, I don't even think it's I don't know. I feel like it was a mixture of duping, but also plus witchcraft, but also plus magic.
wow.
The Manuela needs a whole show.
Really? Okay.
So I was given a package from I think from one of my aunts to give my mom, and I don't remember what was in it, but I think it was like important stuff. Like it was important stuff, and we're going through like the hardest time of our lives. Yeah. And my mom always needed, like earrings, necklaces. I remember it was such an important package, but they had just given it to me in like a kavera. So then I'm coming off. I'm not
because where this is going, did you even check inside?
No, I didn't check inside, but from where it came from, the source was legit. That one I know for a fact that it was legit. So I'm on Speak Road, but just after you've left Speak and you're just about to get to Standard Chartered, there's that random building there.
Did you call in?
I'm not too sure, but there's that random building. Now, I did have to serve juice there. So I did serve the juice, everything, but I'm holding my mom's bag so, so tight, and I know this is mommy's,
Yes.
And I think it even had money in it. Anyway, a guy knocks me, like, I don't know. And for a second, it's like,
it was quick.
It was
you were
so
stunned.
quick.
Yes,
I was so stunned. Anyway, just now we reached home, there were stones. That's why I said it was a mixture of like magic plus witchcraft plus.
Oh my goodness.
Do you click like how my mom has to say thank you?
Oh my goodness.
But she sees stones.
Yes.
She didn't know what she's thanking.
Goodness.
But guys, it was the same weight. What I had in my hand before that guy knocked me. And they were the same weight. I kid you not, my kavera was the same. And I know it felt the same. And I know that, you know how you peep in a kavera? You see like with jewelry,
yes.
like, you're like, yeah.
Yes.
Stones.
Oh my goodness.
Stones. So I don't know.
Truly.
It was a duping or something, something on the inside of me. Was not fine, yeah.
Mine is embarrassing, not to hide myself. But I know we're very many people. It was the forex trading.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
so many. Yes. It wasn't theft.
It was theft.
When I think about it now, I was like, guys, it was a bit too good to be true.
Yes.
You're earning 20% interest per month. What are you doing? You just got money and handed it over to someone.
Yes.
And then the whole concept of forex trading is I'm seated behind my laptop in Japan. You're seated behind your laptop in Uganda. Yes. At any given moment, one of us is losing.
Yeah.
Right.
Or one of us is winning.
Yeah.
So it's who wins and who loses. At some point, guys, we're going to lose the money. But it was just too sweet, like nothing else. I mean, what gives you profit of 20% per month?
Nothing.
Nothing else. Yes.
Nothing.
Yeah. So for me, that was mine. I invested the money. I was so happy with myself. Luckily, I was not those people who would say reinvest it. No, please. Every month I collected my 20%.
That's why? That was why.
No.
That was why.
Yes.
So every
month I would collect, but I know people who would say, put it back. So that
I would be those people.
So the day it collapsed, that was it for them. So for me, that was my story, really. And I mean, every time I think about it now, I'm like, yeah, really. It was a dupe from the beginning. What's that?
Oh my goodness. I have several. I'm going to mention one. Emmanuel's extended relatives or family friends came to our home one time. They greeted us so well, greeted the Bazukulu. I brought food for them. They were like, oh my goodness, our daughter. It was wonderful. And then they said, but you, Emmanuel and Beverly, we have a lot of land. A lot of land there in the village. Why don't you plant? Give us the money, we shall bring you the sacks of beans every regular period. After we handed the money over, suddenly gales of wind attacked our land. Pests! And that is where the deal died. Locusts, swarms of everything that could damage our plot of land did that to our crops. And all the money went like that. So did the communication with the relatives. I've heard that story several times. You don't think it will happen to you?
No, you keep thinking. But did you check? Did you ask? Did you go and check?
Have you ever realized that if you are to be duped, you're going to be duped?
Yes.
Like, I don't know what it is.
How her eyes open?
Somehow on that day, your eyes are closed. You know very well that you're supposed to check land.
Yes.
You know.
Oh,
you're supposed to
desperate.
go. You know. You know.
You know.
But when you're going to be duped, you don't.
That's why some people believe
it was
witchcraft. That by the time they come to your house,
they've given you
something has happened to you.
It's laughable. When we think about it, we laugh.
Yes.
We laugh. Now we're careful to check every piece of land we want to invest in. It's laughable when you think about it.
No, babe, on that day, when it's your day, I don't know.
Okay.
When someone's telling you that story, because now Bev is saying it and I'm like, really?
Yes,
How could
yes.
you guys were just
you educated. You get it out with that.
But when it is my turn, school out of the window, wisdom out of the window, street smartness out of everything out of the
By the
window.
way, that's a bad thing with being duped.
Yes.
You don't.
You're
even embarrassed after. When they ask him, how did I? You're like,
That's why post stories come out 5 years ago.
Yeah,
You think Bev has told this story before?
Oh, when you've overcome, not at that moment.
I don't think she's told this story before.
I've never heard it. 1-0. Okay, that was good. That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, but it's so common, isn't it? We hear
Yeah.
these stories of this happened, how we duped, how we conned. And when I go back to this famous author, and you talked about his son, people told him, share your truth.
yeah,
That was your truth.
right.
Others condemned him and said, your father is famous. Why are you coming out now? Why are you shaming the family? Keep these things away from the spotlight. Others kept on insisting, share your truth. It's your healing. That is your truth. And there's a lot of that going on. My truth, our truth, his truth, our truth. And many years ago, in the 17th century actually, Harvard University was formed. I mentioned Harvard because it was the first university, college then, in America, and it's considered Ivy League. Their motto was truth for Christ and the church. That was the original motto, truth for Christ and the church. Shortly after that, it changed to truth. Just that, truth. Such a powerful word, a powerful institution. 400 years later, we still applaud it and applaud the graduates that are from it.
Yeah.
We've all experienced the truth from when we were young. Do you remember, or can you describe when you first gained an understanding of what truth is?
When I got a slap for a lie, the real truth.
What is real?
When I got a slap for a lie, that's when I was like, oh.
Yes.
That's the truth.
Yes.
And that's a lie.
So it was slapped
What
into
I
you.
told was a lie. And then what I did say was the truth.
No, that's a good point. That will shock you. When you're young, you
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah.
That action is what you understand.
Yeah, that's when,
Yes.
because at that point, you can tell, like, you've picked
Yes.
sugar.
Yes.
And they've asked, have you been eating sugar?
Yes. Good. Okay.
And then you see trouble.
Yes.
Nobody tells you, this is how you tell a lie.
No, no.
This is how you, no.
No.
It's at that point when you see fear, when you're gripped with fear, you're confused, you can see a threat, and you know that threat is going to cause you harm. As a human being, you run. Now, of course, for a lie is words running the opposite direction.
Yes.
So they ask you, have you been eating sugar?
Sugar crystals on your mouth. Okay. Yeah.
That's when you realize, oh, this thing that I said that brought me so much fear, it's wrong.
Yes.
Do you know a double negative?
But you knew it was a lie, though.
No.
Okay.
At that point, I don't know. I'm a young child.
Okay.
Get you out of trouble.
Yes.
And as a human, you run away.
Okay.
A lie is your...
Yes.
Is your... what's
Way out?
Your way
Yes.
out with words.
Yes.
Like out of trouble. Because you feel you're in trouble.
Yes,
You could
yes.
run away, but you can't.
It was the only escape.
So the
at
only
that point
escape,
for you.
yes.
Okay.
And so when they ask you, have you been eating sugar? As you see trouble. Do you immediately is?
Yeah.
So for me, that was, then I get this slap. And I remember it's such a confusing place because you've now gotten a double negative. You are fearing
Yes.
the pain, then you
Yes.
got the pain. Then there must be something wrong with this thing that
Yes.
I said. This
Yes.
that experience that I've gone through where there must be something there. And immediately your mom goes like, my mom went like, tell me the truth.
Yes.
Have you been eating sugar? Of course she can see the crystals
Yes.
on my mouth.
But she wants to hear from
But
you.
she wants me to, like, to know the difference between a truth and a lie.
That's so
And
good.
I go like, no? Wah. Have you been eating sugar? Yes.
Okay.
So you've told the truth. For me, that, like, I possibly must have made other lies
Yes.
before and everything, and I didn't know.
Yes.
But at this point, that's when I knew truth and lie. And I knew most times a lie is going to happen when I'm in trouble, when I want to escape something, when, you know, like, that was my first encounter, mindful encounter with truth. Yeah.
Wow. That is quite the encounter. No, I think you'll never forget that.
I
know.
No, you can't forget that.
But I just need to ask, what was the thing with sugar? Because now we'll walk into the kitchen and your daughter is licking sugar. She will not move. She will continue talking to you as she's licking.
licking that
But we were bitten
Yeah,
for
but
licking
she-
sugar.
yes.
Was it scarcity?
Yes, it was
There was a
scarce.
thing about sugar.
It was
Almost
scarce.
everybody
So
got
true,
bitten.
yes.
It was
for
scarce.
sugar.
It was
It
scarce.
was scarce.
It was.
Yeah, because now
so true.
people have conversations with their parents as they are licking sugar, and it's not a thing.
You even mix it with the cornflakes and you just...
Whatever.
And it
Yeah.
will never
Some
be
candy,
enough.
but then you
For the
just...
children, it will never be enough.
Right.
They get more sugar before they've even tasted it.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
At
You're
a
like,
certain
you've not
age.
even
Right.
tasted it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
for me that was it. Some spunks.
It's a great reality check for a young one.
Yeah.
Mine was, you've seen those memes of, I was today years old.
Oh,
When-
yes. When
mine
this-
was really in adulthood.
Yes.
In how much the truth will save you.
Yes.
The truth is set up just to save you from trouble.
Yes.
Right.
And the lies get you. So it was you tell a lie, then you have to tell a lie
Another lie.
cover up that
to cover up the
other
lie. Then you have to tell another lie to cover up two of the lies.
Yes.
Right.
And before you know it, you're so stuck in a muddle of lies, and you're like, but if I had told the truth just in the beginning, if they're going to beat me, they beat me.
Yeah.
If they're going to chase me away from the office, they chase me away.
Yeah.
But you're so stuck and you're
Yes.
so
Yes.
angry and disgusted with yourself.
Right.
So for me, it was in adulthood, really.
Yes.
Because
Right.
when you're young,
You just think it's a lie.
you master the art of crafting lies,
Right.
and you sort of can get away with it. It's either you or your parent. One.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you can lie very well, you get one of your parent. When they've caught you, they have one over you.
Yeah.
But for me, the reality was really in adulthood.
Right.
That even if you get away with it today, it's going to
It's
come
gonna
back
catch up
10
with
years,
you.
even if it's 10 years from today, and bite you.
Yes.
Right.
So you're better off just saying the truth, or for some people, you're better off just saying, I have no answer. Because you don't want to lie, and you don't want
No
to
comment.
tell the truth. Thank you.
No comment.
Oh, you played, is it what? The seventh?
the Fifth Amendment.
Something like that, yeah.
If you're in the
That's
US.
good.
Yeah,
So for me,
if
it was
you're-
really adulthood. That now I know that
Now you know. Yes.
it's really a waste.
But you know, adults who lie, you're like,
Even for the most basic thing, like someone calls you now, Manuela, you're at home, and they call and say, are you at home? No, I mean, Shiwatuli.
you're like, you're an adult. Why?
Who's going to beat
Are they
you?
going to eat your food? Do they?
Yes.
And oh my gosh, you're gonna tell many lies. But I remember one time telling an adult who asked me, "So where are you?" No, I called. I said, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm here. I was in traffic. I had an engagement, and I said, and I apologized. I said, I'm so sorry, I won't be able to make it. I'm here, and there's a lot of traffic. Okay, there was some construction or something. You know those things. You know how our country is. They wake up and they've started the construction. Oh, I had no idea. Overnight. Anyway, that besides the point. So then she asked me next minute, so where are you? So then I tell her, so why are you lying to me? Oh dear. Oh. I said, I'm not. Would you like me to take physical evidence? No, that could be a picture you've ever taken before. Why?
We trust.
So, and there was trust, but I also could see where it came from, that there's so many people who have told her so many lies for so long that she would not even believe. And I said, I would like to lie to you, so it makes you feel better.
Not today.
But I'm actually not.
But no, this is actually where I am. Yes. If I would like to lie to you, I would like to tell you that this is where I am. Yes. But that's not where I am. I am actually here.
Yes.
You do with those two places what you'd like to do.
But
that
story has reminded me of a lady who would call her husband every afternoon. Where are you? I'm at home. Send me a picture of you carrying, say, the dish that we use for cooking fish. And then he'd put it on his head and send it. So, one time, she comes home unannounced.
She doesn't want news.
She comes home unannounced.
No.
And then she asks the son, where is Daddy? He went out. Oh, when? At what time? I don't know, but he went with the fish dish. So wherever he was, when she said, he had the dish. When she said, send me the picture on his head, then she's like, yeah, he's at home.
Oh my goodness. You have made me think of a quote. And it's you who did that. When you started talking about adults who deceive, and then when you tell one lie after another, I just thought of this. Shakespeare said, when first you practice to deceive, or what a tangled web we weave, when first you practice to deceive. A cobweb.
Wow.
You can't get out of it, can you?
Right.
It's a tangled web when first you practice. That's it. When did I first gain an understanding of the truth? When I was young, and it was from what I used to hear. Okay. You know, the Bible says faith comes from hearing.
Yeah.
Everything I used to hear used to compound my understanding of the truth.
Okay.
If I heard constantly that Santa Claus came down the chimney to give gifts, that's what I believed. And that was my truth. You see?
That makes sense.
And if I heard from TV or watched on TV that black people were the best breakdancers, that was the truth. And I continued to live it. My brothers and I and the neighbors, we would spin on our backs to show that actually this is a truth. So truth was fact to me. It wasn't philosophical, it was a fact.
Right.
Blacks were better at breakdancers, and we proved that by showing it.
Right.
Whether or not we fell, we believed it so strongly because of what we heard. And then our parents often told us truth was black and white. It wasn't philosophical. There was no white lie. It was black and white. Did you do this or not? What was the truth? Almost like the sugar. Did you take it or not? You don't say, because I was hungry, I may be diabetic. No. Did you take it or not? And so from my parents, from what I heard constantly from TV, that was my understanding of what truth was, which was really fact. There was no philosophy. It was fact.
Right.
Yeah.
But isn't it fact though? Like, what is truth?
I feel it's more philosophical.
Okay.
I actually believe Jesus was the greatest philosopher and teacher.
Okay.
And he used that through parables.
Right.
Because when he says the parable of the mustard seed, or when I speak to that mountain, it goes into the sea, it's philosophy. Because Mount Renzori is not going to go into Lake Victoria, is it?
Will it not?
There you go. There you go. So do you see? So was Jesus speaking philosophy? So I think truth now is more philosophical, and Jesus was the greatest philosopher because he shared the truth about being the way, the truth, and the life through parables. But yes. Well, yes. You see?
Okay. Okay. You know, I was reading somewhere they said truth is what is.
Yes. Evidence, in other words.
Yeah. So is Bev is sitting on that chair. Is she sitting on that chair? Yes. So it's true that Bev is, and Bev's being here like this makes the statement that Bev is sitting on that chair.
True. And others will say we're not really present. We're just light moving around. Do you see the journey, how the journey of truth has evolved?
Oh, wow. But that said, what has changed your understanding of the truth over the years?
Mine, I think, has been the more I study the Bible, the more I listen, I've understood truth in a totally different perspective.
Right.
Because, guys, everything exists in the Bible. You shall not lie. You shall not treat your neighbor unjust. You shall not swear oath against against
false witness.
You shall not take false witness against your neighbor. You shall not use the Lord's name in vain. Like, the more you read, and solutions for everyday life.
Yes.
So that, for me, over the years, because every time you read it, there are times you read something, you put it down, you put the Bible down and say, I'll come back next week. Because a certain small...
There are times
because you need to chew over it. So a certain truth has been revealed to you. And then when you think about it, you realize that one time you got in trouble for that very thing. That very, very, very thing that you did got you in trouble.
Yeah.
Yes. So so someone came and asked Barbara, did Beverley steal chocolate on her way out? And then because I am the one who ate it, I just say, yeah, Manuela, by the way, Beverley took your chocolate. A few months or years down the road, Beverley is sitting with Manuela and she says, you know, I don't eat chocolate. The doctor said I shouldn't eat chocolate.
Then they're like, since when?
Like, first one,
Since when?
Since when? They're like, 67. Yeah. So you see that Barbara's lie has come back to bite her. But she, false witness against her neighbor.
Had she not done the false witness, should not be in the lie.
Had she even told Manuela that, anyway, I took it.
Yeah.
At the worst, Manuela would be like, you know, that chocolate was for my daughter, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But then from that time on, you look at me differently. Yeah. One, I ate that chocolate.
Right.
Two, I swore and I said, baby, Zano took it. So I'm thinking, so it's really been over the years, studying, reading, understanding, and having conversations with people that are actually reading, and they'll tell you that, do you know the Bible says another truth is revealed to you?
You know, I like what you're saying, because when you think about truth, like who determines, like that example I said, that Bev is sitting on a chair. What if that's called standing? Who said that this is sitting?
If I'm lying on the floor, my angle. If I'm lying on the floor, she can be squatting.
Yeah, thanks, man. You understand what I mean?
Perspective.
Yeah, then you put in the whole angle of perspective.
Yes.
It feels like I feel like somebody there knows the truth. Somebody. And then we're always looking for who's that one. So I like when you say, for me, it's the Bible. The more I read it, it just anchors me and brings me back to that as being truth. You, Bev?
When we read that we shall be known by our works, but also those who seek me and worship me must worship me in spirit and in truth. I am the way, the truth, and the life. And that's God. If you want to go to meet the Father, go through Jesus. He's the way, the truth, and the life. He's the gate for the sheep. That is the truth. How did I come to this truth? How was my truth changed? It's by applying it. Because if you look in a mirror and forget what you look like, then you're like a double-minded. Yes. Who are you? And so for me, it's not just learning is knowing. So the more I apply the truth, I know it. And so the truth is that when you wake up early, seek me early, your day is already entrusted in God's hands because I've practiced it. And I can vouch for it, you see? So for me, it's the application as well, not just... So knowing for me is application. So the truth for me comes the more I apply. Because I have read a lot about financial management. When I take time to apply some of the principles is when So there's knowing about something and knowing something. So for me, the truth is knowing something when I apply. And when I don't apply financial principles, I can see the consequences of that. When you apply the truth of what financial management does then comes into manifestation. So for me, truth is also the application. As an adult, increasingly, you must apply it. I cannot tell my husband, I love you so much, and there is no action towards that. The words are
when
empty.
you do the action that
it's when I do the action.
Then the statement, I love you, becomes true.
Even praying alone is not enough. There's an action towards showing him that I love him. You see? So for me, it's the application as an adult. Adulting isn't easy.
It's not. But is that true?
That it's not easy?
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's easy. We don't know.
Well, is that the truth?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh my goodness.
It could be someone else's. And they're like, what are you guys talking about? Adulthood?
Yeah. It's been a tell that to a French girl who's married to like adulting is wonderful.
I think it's wonderful 45 and above. Okay, is that the truth?
Manuela can't relate.
Is that the truth?
I don't know.
You will say now.
Where
you will
I
say
am,
30.
like,
Exactly. Now you will say the truth is when you're 30 and above. Do you see the difference?
So for me, the truth. So for me, truth began as a right, wrong. It was a moral issue. Did you eat the sugar or not? Yes or no? You understand, like it is true or not true or false whether you ate the sugar or not. Like it was really about black, white morality. But as I get older, I realize there is nuances to this quote unquote truth. There's perspective. There's experiences, there's environment, there's upbringing, there's so many technology. There's so many nuances now that make truth relative.
Fluid.
That's the word. It makes it so fluid. If you were hungry, or had diabetes, or you were like all of a sudden, okay, and to be honest, I've struggled because I come from a life, I live a life of either black or white.
There's no gray area.
There's no gray areas. So growing up now, coming into this time of my life where especially, for example, you've not called a friend of yours, and she calls me and says, so why didn't you call? And then you say, no, I'm really sorry. I didn't think you needed me to call you. Like, you're lying. No, but, because for her, in her mind, I've rejected her.
Yes.
You knew you should have called me.
Okay.
But then I thought I'd made you so mad I didn't call you. So I did not. But that's not a lie. Like, I didn't tell a lie.
Yes.
I told the truth, but in your mind it is, I've told a lie. It really,
That's a lot.
yes, it really disturbs me, and it even in life, or you find that you're in so many situations where you know for a fact that this is truth for me, but to someone else it's a lie. It really disturbed me to realize that truth for someone is not truth for me.
Yes.
And to be honest, right now I'm still working through it to understand now what does truth really actually mean. It doesn't help me also that in the Bible, so again, I remember I said I came from morality, like, is it right or is it wrong? True or false? I get into the Bible, and there are instances where God does things, and I'm like,
Hold up.
The other time, someone was punished for exactly this.
what's going on?
A prostitute,
Like,
really
prostitutes. You told your friend to marry a prostitute. And so therefore, the truth that the best marriage is with a virgin, I went there.
She decided to change this table to glass from whatever it is.
Yeah, from what? So, and for me, I think my greatest battles are with the Bible. Yeah. Beverley, stop coughing in my ears. And I struggle therein. So you have a man who killed a woman, killed a man to take his wife, and that's a man after your own heart. Because morally speaking, what's a prostitute helping spies? Yes. Well, like it's supposed to be like the right and righteous thing, because that's where the truth is. And to be honest, where I have reached now in my walk with God, God told me I am the truth. Vaku, David, who, and who. Truth is here. It's in heart. That's why he said, me, I look at the heart.
Yes.
I look at the heart. I don't look here outside. And so that's why for me, even now, even in terms of morality, I don't say anything.
Yes.
Because if I was to go by the Bible, I would be downright putting everybody down.
Yes, yes.
And then, yes, you can come and tell me, no, God uses the weak and the what. I'm like, okay, so when he's using me, how come that's not what you're saying?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. For me, when I'm weak and publicly weak, you're not saying, oh, no, she's weak. No. You're pulling me down. You're castigating me. Why? Yet when it comes to the people of the Bible, you're like, no, David, he was a good man. You know, God loved his heart about my heart. You know, so I've moved from morality to a place of understanding that truth is a person, is a being called God. He is truth. And for lack of a better word, I feel like he is the one who determines truth in a situation. So unfortunately, it makes it fluid.
My take with the Bible is I've also gotten to a place where now it's dogma. If you read, and in Leviticus, prostitutes were punished, stoned, and cast out of the community. Then you go ahead, and in Hosea, he was told, okay. Because the minute you start to reason, I start to reason, I get more confused, and then I get into a fluid position.
Yeah.
So I just, okay.
Yeah, and that's why he's truth.
Yes.
Because when he comes to speak with you, as Barbara, he'll say, Barbara, don't sit near that prostitute.
But Hosea married. Yes.
And then he goes and says, Manuela, go and dine with that prostitute.
Yes. So for me, him is dogma.
Him, God, him, he is truth.
He is truth.
Not my morality, not my righteousness, not what I think.
Your interpretation.
No, not my interpretation. He.
And remember, all those people you mentioned, none of them was sent as the sinless person for sacrifice.
No.
God sent his son.
Yeah.
All of them had blemish.
Right.
When Abraham, in faith, was willing to offer Isaac, God said, I know you are faithful. Don't worry. Get the lamb and sacrifice it. And I will bring the lamb without blemish as a sacrifice for the world.
Right.
All of those people, Hosea, David, Joshua, they had blemish, but God used them until the Son of Righteousness came.
No, but babe.
Yes.
You're talking about them as people. About times. I did want this to become a Bible thing. Times when, for example, Abraham is going through a kingdom, and then he lies the king.
But lies to the king. The Son of Righteousness.
No,
Jesus never lied, though.
So he lies to the king and says, "Oh no, this is actually tell them
about
that you are my sister.
Yes.
Hey, tell them that you are. Tell them you are my sister." And then, guess who God punishes? The king.
Yes, because
for
threatened adultery.
And yet, if it was here, would be like he lied. That was not the truth.
Whether he lied to protect himself,
Yes.
and his wife, it was a lie.
That's
The
why
prince
none
lied.
of you could have been chosen. Even Abraham could not have been chosen. There's only one person who was sinless.
Who could be chosen.
Who could be chosen.
And that's why
he is truth.
Right.
Because however righteous you are, Manuela, your righteousness is like
It's like
filthy
filthy
rags. But for Jesus, his righteousness is pure and spotless. Do you want me to sing the song?
Come back, no.
Do you want me to sing the
No,
song?
no, come back. So, speaking of the truth, God
has already entered me.
There's this concept of humanism that is growing alongside liberalism. And the culture of my truth versus your truth. Yes. And there's something I hear a lot these days that it's neither here nor there. Yeah. There's two ways to go about it. You know, you're discussing, but you're not a child. If they're not listening, if they're indisciplined, beat them. Yeah. You know, the Bible says, you know, beat the foolishness out of them. Say, no. But I know children who are beaten and they're indisciplined as adults. Yes. So there seems to be something fluidity, something about the truth these days. That your truth is that you got married a virgin. Okay. Angela's truth is that she got married.
Not a virgin. And actually, that's why her marriage is working well.
Because they have
children. Or it could be that both of you, your marriages are working.
Actually, both of them are working well.
So guys, it's neither here nor there. So why do you think it's happening a lot these days? The justification for it. Harvard is one of them. Yes. When they say truth, it is your truth, her truth, my truth. There's a lot of liberalism that's happening there. Yes. So why do you think there's a lot of my truth versus your truth? Now you come to talk to me about something and I'm like, yeah, Manuela, that's yours. Thank you. But Barbara, that is not my truth. Right. It doesn't matter whether you say, but for us as Banyankole girls, our truth is, you know, no. I'll be like, thank you. Yes. But my truth is different. Why do you think there's a growing liberalism about truth happening?
I think the advantage of it is what they mean by it. I think that they're using truth and experience erroneously. You cannot interchange them. What they mean is my experience. The advantage of that is that people are owning their experiences and not cowering behind the crowds. If the crowds say, girls and women, you must grow up to be wives by 21, cook 10 dishes by 25, someone will come up with their experience and say, you know what, by the age of 16, I left school. Not only did I become a chef, I traveled around the world and I owned 10 of the best hotels. After that, I finished my degree, second degree, third degree, because that was their experience. And they own that experience because it's so different. But I think we erroneously say, my truth, that truth. There's only one truth. It's my experience. Right. But I do appreciate where it's coming from because people need to own how they are different. Right. Own that we're so diverse. And I love it when we appreciate diversity. That's the only way the world will thrive. Right. Let's appreciate diversity. That's where it's coming from. It's just the problem
using the
word. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm also of the school of thought that there's usually on something, on a certain matter, there is a truth. There is a fundamental truth. So, okay, girl X got married a virgin, girl Y got married
What is opposite of that? You look for it. I'm also waiting. Yes, say it in English.
Not a virgin.
No. Non-virgin.
Non-virgin. One got married a virgin and none got. So each of them is thinking it's her virginity that's given her a great 25-year marriage. She's thinking it's her not being a virgin, her experience going around the world that has made her have a great marriage after 25 years. Actually, the truth is their great marriages have nothing to do with their virginity. Maybe the truth is in maybe, and I'm going to just make a guess, their communication. They didn't know that even when this one was a virgin and this one was not a virgin, they both had great communication skills. And that the truth is what gives a great marriage is great communication. You understand what I mean? So there is a truth. And so even if I come into a certain experience with my other experiences. I can't come and say that now those experiences are the truth.
No.
Yes.
There is a truth when a certain situation comes to play. When someone says, to do well in school, you have to read hard. Okay, no. To do well in life, you have to read hard. But then you have the richest men in the world saying they dropped out of school.
Yes.
So the truth
Yes.
was not that the reading hard would make you prosperous in life. That means that the real truth had been missed.
It's something else.
It looked like for a certain while, all the people who were successful were those who were studying hard. Or those people knew that were successful were those who studied hard. But now, for me, a reason I feel that my truth versus your truth is coming out is because of social media, because of television, because of technology. We now can see, because those days we're only seeing, in the example of to be prosperous in life, you have to read hard. Yes. We're only seeing those who read hard
and became
they were being successful. Yes. But now we're realizing even those ones who dropped out of school are successful also. But the problem is this one comes and saying this is my truth, and this one comes and saying this is my truth. No. For me, it now immediately says whether you study hard or you don't study hard, those two are not the truth as to why you are prosperous. There must be a real truth somewhere for prosperity. And both you, the one who didn't study, and you, the one who studied, you both have it. That's why you're both prosperous. So, for me, I'm in a place where there is a truth. For every situation, there is a certain truth. It's there. It exists. The wrong thing is we come with all our experiences and we deceive ourselves. Yes. That is the truth. Yes. Until you find somebody who did it differently and has the exact same results. Then you're like, now that's when you say, but that's my truth. Yeah. Also me.
Good for you, but
for you, but that's my truth. Because for you, it has worked in that way.
It gives you a complex. Exactly, that's how it is. It gives them a complex. Yeah. They become defensive when you try, because they don't want to understand the experience. Right. And it happened, it was an experience that gave them a great outcome.
Right.
But if it was the truth, it'd be universal for everybody.
You see? That's the thing about truth.
It's not universal for everybody.
Truth is universal. Truth is universal. Truth stands the test of time.
It stands the test of time.
And through the generations.
Yes.
But what I feel is, that growing liberalism is because some people have had lucky breaks.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I know what the truth is.
Oh.
Honor your father and mother.
Yes.
Oh. And it will be well with you in this world. Then someone comes and says, the other guy slapped his father, but you have more money than him.
Right.
So there have been a few lucky breaks, and those lucky breaks go around faster than anything.
Yes.
Once someone breaks a law or rules, it sort of goes round faster than when somebody is adhering to it. It's exciting. They're like, yeah, it actually works. So I feel it's really the lucky breaks that are starting to make it.
When you go to you can steal money every month. When people do it increasingly, it's like the conning.
Yeah.
Right.
Because someone got a lucky break. That's why the story has gone around and people can take.
Yes, but Bev had a lucky break. Yes. You go and do it. You go.
You see,
that's that's what happens. Right. So I think it's really the lucky breaks that are making it seem like that's why people now can say, no, you guys, it's neither here nor there, because of the few lucky breaks. And they're few. By the way, the lucky breaks are fewer than the people that have.
How long does the luck last, though, when you think about it? If you do research, you may find that the luck does not outlast.
Yes.
Of course, it never outlasts the truth, definitely. But even those lucky breaks, there's a time when it has a lifespan.
I think it's in Proverbs where it says, do not admire the wealth of those who've gotten it, wickedly.
Yes.
After some time, it goes away.
It has a lifespan.
But in that period where somebody has embezzled and whatnot, and they're living in the lavish house, their children are flying all over the world, it's so easy for you to say, man, these things of truth.
To covet that, yes.
Check on them a few years later. Yeah. How far has their fluid truth taken them?
There's a lifespan.
It's just that we see, and I think we're also very short-sighted.
Right.
So the lucky breaks sort of work.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I like that. I like the question that you asked where you said, okay, you go and try. You go.
Yeah, and it's neither here nor there.
Neither here.
You go.
You go. Auntie, me, I've done, so you go. I love that because then it immediately demystifies. Because when it's truth, when I say you go there, it will work whether it wants it or not. It will work. If you go and you save your money, you earn the money, you save a certain percentage of it, you invest it, you wait for it, and then it comes.
But that's a fundamental principle.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. It's, when you go and do that, even if I told you, even if I dared you, I dare you to go and do it, it will work.
It will work.
But if I tell
you, it's a fundamental principle,
right? Yes. But if I go and tell you, Beverly, you know, if we go and do like this,
exactly.
Then you go and do it. You can get trapped. But the ones who do truth, right from the beginning,
never be
it will
trapped.
always work.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you say dare, truth is interesting. The truth application again. There is a gentleman in Uganda who is known to be the shortest person, not the shortest person, pardon me, the person who has climbed Mount Rwenzori and back in the shortest time possible. Usually it takes about 7 days. He beat this record. He might have practiced extensively. Of course he did. People who climb mountains do a lot of extensive training. The truth is, he is the person who broke the record.
Right.
So it's doable. I wouldn't dare you to try and do it yourself, but it doesn't break the truth that he is the record breaker, you see? And it's a fact, isn't it?
Right.
Maybe we can say in those instances that is capable for people who have that certain strength and lung capacity, because you have to have a certain physical ability that's almost insane to climb a mountain first and then climb it in such a short time. But that truth cannot be disrupted. And therefore he has elevated a certain truth for other mountain climbers. Now recently though, a Kenyan climbed Mount Everest and he died as a landslide or something. He died, he never made it back. And he wanted to also break a certain record. It was terrible and tragic. And so again, I'm not saying there that truth is fluid, he did die, but then the other person did break the record, you see. So again, yes.
So where that takes me, like what that makes me think about is that I don't want to say there's two kinds of truth.
No, definitely not. No.
Yes. But so there's objective truth and then there's subjective truth.
Yes.
I think what we're referring to was a subjective, where it's about the subject. It's me.
It's me. It's vain.
Yes, it's
very self-centered.
It's me. A great marriage is when you enter it and you are.
As long as there's food ready at the table.
Yes, and you're doing the man's roles and the woman is doing the women's roles, whatever. That's my truth.
Yes.
No, it's not, because
it gives you a complex.
It's a subjective truth.
Yes.
But then the one you're talking about is objective.
Yes.
Because the distance between here and there is X number of centimeters.
Yes.
Whether I want to allow it
or not, that is it.
Whether I believe it or I don't.
Yes.
Those are the number of centimeters in between. So there's objective truth where it's fact.
It's a fact.
And it has nothing to do with you.
How you feel.
It has nothing to do with how you feel,
how you woke up that morning
or not.
Yes.
That is a fact. And so therefore it is truth. And truth. Meanwhile, I didn't even want to bring this one up because not all truth, not everything that's true is truth.
Another day.
Another book.
No, but let me give an example. Let me just ruffle a bit of feathers, small. Not everything that's true is true.
You have to back that up with an example.
Something,
please.
a story or
give you something.
Something. It better be good.
Oh, it's gonna be. You're gonna love it. Jesus being tempted by the devil. He's not eaten
for 40 days.
40 days. He's actually been led to be tempted by the devil.
Yes.
He goes there, and then the devil tells him, by the way, do you know that you can turn those stones into bread? Was it true? Yes.
I believe
it
that
was true. He could turn truth. Yes. Was it true that if he fell down, the angels would?
Of course.
Absolutely. But it wasn't truth at that point.
What do you mean, that the angel will pick him up if he
No,
fell?
you shall not test the Lord your
Because
God. That is not
yes.
truth.
Yeah.
Yes.
You understand what I mean? The
All right.
truth at that point, it wasn't what the devil was saying. And that's why the Bible says, the devil is the deceiver. He will get the truth.
How do you dare deceive the Son of God
and
like
that?
that?
And tweak it just a bit. And make truth a lie.
Yes.
Anyway, commercial break. Let's continue.
No, great.
Over to you.
We are all creative people. Or we apply creativity in our work. You're
I'm
an
just
event,
checking what
yes. You're an event
checking what
planner, and so you apply creativity
yes,
to your
I am.
work. Maybe even in your marketing. You are creative. You run your social media platforms on creativity. You influence people, and you have creative skills that enable you to maintain a certain level of credibility.
Right.
As a poet, creative license, I will wake up in the morning and say, the sunrise caressed my cheeks. You dare tell me that's not the truth? As a poet, my creative license allows me to say that, and other poets will say, amen. Because that's the language we understand. If somebody said, the sun rose in the morning, we're like, no, the sun caressed my cheeks. Now you're talking.
Poet.
Yes. And so we are able to apply creative license to the truth. I'm going to use another example. I will say my husband is the kindest and most handsome man in Uganda.
Oh, I mean, I'll
Now,
believe it.
now you, that is the truth. Can you rightfully say, Beverley, you're lying? Or because of the situation, maybe I'm at a marriage seminar, because of the situation, because of how I honestly feel, can you then negate that? Do you see how creative license then is an application? How do we use creative license? Or how do we use this concept of my truth in a holistic way? Because will you say, that's your truth, the most handsome man is...
Something just came to mind.
Yes.
I'm an event planner.
Yes.
In the events industry, we've seen some things that are creative, but have sort of crossed the line.
Yes.
At concerts, people using the cross with fire.
Oh, yes.
The inverted cross.
Are those gospel concerts?
No.
Oh, secular, yes.
just
Okay.
like-
Actually, we are being creative, right?
Oh, it's a symbol, yes.
Yes. But it's offensive to some people.
Yeah.
Why is there a fire for hell and then the cross for redemption? But people are being creative, right? We've seen people come on stage dressed like the devil and perform.
Or
Until
dressed
we're being-
like an angel.
Or not dressed at all, anyway. You know.
There's that too.
There's that too. And we're being creative.
Auntie, it's also
how,
my
how
truth.
far? Yes, it's my truth.
It's my truth.
How
Like
far
when
can
I'm
we
singing
go?
this song,
How far can we go with creativity? How far can
This
we
is
go
how I
with-
feel.
With decency? Yes.
I throw out the clothes because it's a love song with the audience.
Someone brought a cow recently to stage. But it's
remember that
Uganda.
one.
You remember that one?
I remember that one.
No, a
At that
concert.
event.
And there were people behind dancing like they're worshipping the cow.
Oh, my goodness.
Friends.
Because, it's kind of depicting that.
Baal,
yeah,
worshiping
Baal,
Baal.
yeah.
Yep. So,
But you're being creative.
but he can stand up and say, Baal, what are you guys talking about? I thought that bringing a cow is going to shock people and excite the crowds. I thought that dressing like the devil is going to be exciting to people. So, of course, there are boundaries.
Yes.
We can get creative, but let us know where our boundaries
Let's have
are.
our limitations.
Because for every truth that is abused, there's a price
Yes.
to pay. Even with your lucky break, a time is going to come where
Yes.
you'll get hit for it.
Right.
So we can get creative, but let's not abuse the truth. Let's know
Yes.
that there's a price
Yes.
to pay.
To when you don't have a limit.
I mean, what is our limit?
May I just reiterate that actually, when I woke up, the sunrise did caress my cheeks.
And that's totally fine.
It did.
It did.
No, it really
It did.
did.
Yes.
You should see the angle
And
at
in your
which the
eyes,
sun rises.
your husband is the most
Yes.
handsome man. It is your truth.
Yes.
Yes.
No, it's my
But it's
experience. I don't want to interchange the truth
Yeah,
from
it's your
experience.
experience.
It's my
Experience.
experience. It's my experience. I don't want to interchange that. Experience is not the truth. However, we can experience the truth. For example, we can experience the love of God. He is eternally loving. And you can experience that.
Yes.
Yes.
There's the truth of gravity.
Yes.
If you're going to stand at the top of a staircase,
anti-objective truth.
Yes.
Yes.
And say, no, I can take a dive. And I think for those with sons, that's been an experience. He stands on the table or tabletop and says, I saw Batman do this thing.
Right.
And the next thing you know, mommy is getting an emergency call at work. Mom, there's blood everywhere.
I did that. There was no emergency call, but I actually did tie a towel and I said, Superman did this?
Thank you.
Here comes
What's
Bev.
the truth? Gravity, whatever goes up must
I did.
come down.
I told her I was a tomboy. I did.
Yes. So for abuse of truth,
Yes.
there's a price.
Yes.
Whatever goes up must
Yes.
come down. What's the truth?
Yes.
That's the truth of gravity.
And it can't be interchanged. You cannot say truth is experience.
I
It's
agree with
my
you.
experience.
I agree.
And
there is
so-
a truth
Yes.
somewhere.
So when people say my truth, they mean my experience, and they're trying to validate it so much
Yeah.
by using such a high word, which
Right.
is truth.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree. By the way, Bev, I so agree. We even for opinion.
Yeah, there you go.
It's not true.
Yes.
Yeah, your
Yes.
opinion is
Yes.
not truth, and it's not, and it's wrong to come and say, "Oh, it's my truth."
It's just your understanding,
It's your understanding.
of
It's
an
your opinion. And you know what? It's okay to say my opinion.
Yes, it is.
No, that's your opinion.
Yes.
This is my opinion.
Yes.
But to come and hit us with that's
your
my
truth.
That's
No.
That was an opinion.
That's your experience and opinion, yeah.
When you're talking about creative license and like as a creator, the truth is, now I'm even looking at it. Like, wait, is that truth? I'm now questioning
The situation is.
I feel that, especially us who are very creative, we produce for mostly entertainment, for other people's consumption. And the truth is, most times we create what our world has told us, and then we tell the world. And we will tell the world that actually that is how it works.
Yes.
And so I think that where we stand right now, especially us that are creative, in this social media age, we need to be very careful not to make experiences truth.
Yes.
Because then you mislead entire generation.
That's true.
Especially where we have people like influencers, advocates and ambassadors and all of those big words that we use. You're writing books that somebody else is going to consume. Your experience, putting it out there as a truth, might destroy someone.
Yes.
Yes.
And for me, where I stand now, I stand in a place where I stopped saying, if any of you have realized, so I do have a YouTube channel. And most of you were asking, Manuela, where is the content? Manuela, you no longer bring videos. Manuela. It's because I realized what was happening. I was sharing my experiences and they were becoming truth. Because for me, they were truth.
Yes.
But they're...
So you took responsibility.
So I took
Their
responsibility.
experiences.
God asked me to stop. And so right now when you come to my channel, I'm sharing vlogs of my life.
Yes.
Of my experience.
Now they can see the difference.
So they can see that now this
That's
is
good,
an
yes.
experience. I'm not sitting down. I'm not teaching because I have to be in a place where if I ever get to teach people and tell people, it best be truth.
Absolute truth.
Absolute truth. There's no two ways about it. That's why the one thing that I always teach about, at least for this period, is planning. APPG won't go in because that one I know.
Yes.
It's true. But everything else I was saying, God held me back and said, no, that's your experience. And for you, Manuela, it would work. Bev, you go and try it.
Yes.
Barbara, you go and try it. And then it doesn't work. And so I went into a place and said, okay, so I stopped doing the YouTube videos. I now just started to share. I stopped saying, hey guys, so if you want to do like this, you do like this. No. I'm just like, hi, I'm organizing myself. Bye. What you do with that information
Is up to you.
Is up to you. My hope is that you also experience it, and God willing, it works for you the way it worked for me, because I know the way truth works.
Yes. That's why I appreciate science and knowledge and research and learning, because Benjamin Franklin had to try how many times? Thomas Edison tried how many times before the light bulb was able to come into existence? They say 1,000 times.
Right.
Try and try until you can verify with certainty that it was the truth. He was filled with the utmost certitude. After the 1,000th time I hear that a light bulb would function, and we're surrounded by light. Because of that, Alexander Graham Bell tried. Now we have use. Well, then it was a telephone. Now we have a mobile phone. You see, so I think a lot of experiments, science, research, learning, until you are filled without a single shred of doubt that gravity, because Isaac Newton put an apple on his son's head, shot with an arrow. And that's how the law of gravity came into place. So we have to appreciate the processes that come with the truth until there's no undeniable fact. That's why you do your planning, because there's no undeniable truth. It has worked, and you have changed people's lives.
Right. Yeah. In having this conversation about truth, I think for me, one of the things that comes to me is, who determines that it's true? That it's truth.
Yes.
Without sounding too Christian.
Yes.
God.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's tried, it's tested, it has been used for thousands of generations, it has worked. So his word plus the experience of his word determine.
Right.
Yeah.
But wouldn't another religion say, no? Have you tried Buddhism? Yes. That is the real truth.
Yes. That's on them.
That's their truth.
That's on them.
I would also like to say, filled with the utmost certainty that it is God.
Right.
I have tried other ways.
Yeah.
I have tried to even deny God's existence when I felt he was annoying me or not bringing what I wanted fast enough.
Right.
Okay, I will also show you.
Right.
I came running back because his truth is that even though you go in the deepest darkness, because that's where I went, thinking I could hide, thinking I could hide from the one who created darkness.
Right.
In the place, do you understand? He created the house. I said, let me hide from you. He knows every corner.
Right.
We're here in your beautiful home, and I think I can hide from you. In your home that you know you've lived in. Do you understand? Even your children will find me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me hide from Manuela. But you know the home better. God knows his home better.
Right.
And that's why, because I've tried to run away from his truth. I have.
Right.
I have, with all the strength I could muster. And I've come back. And because of that, continuously, that's where the truth is for me.
Yeah.
And I think I can be comfortable saying that because God's truth is here to protect us,
Right.
is here to help us. Let me give an example. When he says the food laws, don't eat this and don't eat that, we know a certain country that eats everything. And the disease that shook the whole world came from that country.
Right.
And many other diseases that probably they've not found treatment for, not because they eat literally everything moving is edible.
Right.
So those truths of God are here to protect us.
Yeah.
Health, relationships, long life, whatever. It's really for us.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, let me go just off a little bit. But yeah, for me, it's life. Life will show you the truth. It will, like the way life works, it will show you. I don't want to say it determines, because I truly believe God determines, but he only determines it through life. You will see it in life. Yeah, you really will see it in life. And I've always thought that when you go down to bed, when you go in your bed, the thoughts you have between you and yourself will tell you what's really going on. So you can tell yourself that, oh, I have a great marriage because I am a virgin. Yeah? But then deep down when you're going to bed, like when you're there with yourself, you realize, no, I have a good man actually.
Yes. Actually, it had nothing to do with you.
It had nothing to do with the virginity.
Okay, it had something to do with you, but not your...
This same man with a non-virgin would still have a great marriage.
Ah.
You understand?
Yes, really
because
good. That's a good point,
the good marriage had nothing to do with you. You understand what I mean? Or that actually, what's really given us a great marriage is our chemistry. Or what has given us a good marriage.
Now you're going to make us go home and check
out
our marriages. My goodness. Can you please stop?
Go
to your next point.
You thought you were a virgin.
Go to your next point.
That Manuel has never been on virginity. I think we need to have a show. Examples have been revolving around
that.
I know because anyway, moving away from that. But life will tell you. I feel like life will tell you. And God has designed our lives such that you will see the truth.
Yeah.
If you plant a bean seed, you just wait. The truth of what you planted will come.
However much you pray, it won't become
Even
a mango.
if you pray, even if you are, and even at that point, God hasn't. I don't say God hasn't determined that it is a bean seed. No, you got a bean seed. You put it in. An apple is not going to come. Life will show you. When you're old and grey, the truth will come to you. That what's the most important thing in life is the people around you. That is truth. You could have said it's career. You could have, and then that's when you remember that the Bible said, love your neighbor like you love yourself. That is his second commandment. That's why for him, behold how good or how pleasant it is for brothers to live together in unity. That's when you realize you're like, that's why the Bible said that. So I feel like life will teach you, and then when you come down, life will show you.
When you sit down.
When you sit down. Hey, you people, I'll say it again. When are you writing your next books on these deep ideas? You can see I get a lot of knowledge when people write. When you speak, it's awesome. I'm like, imagine if she wrote these and Barbara wrote these and I could go over them again and again and again.
We should do bump love books, maybe.
You should. You should. I've looked at it a couple of times.
So be you, not me.
And thank you for being our inspiration. Every time we come, we're inspired to share the best of what we know and our experiences, knowing that you're here with us. Thank you, bump lovers. Thank you so much. Another week, another beautiful Friday. And what's made it more beautiful? Look at Manuela Mulondo. If you go to Garden City, one of the malls on Kampala, in Kampala City, you'll find Cadia Fashions. This is the boutique that dresses Manuela Mulondo. Look at her. Yes. Really special. You've worn it well. Her hair is done by Baddie. Baddie is a boutique in Kisementi at the Cube. That's in Kampala. Yeah. And you know what Baddie girl means? A Baddie girl is someone who knows what she wants and goes for it. Baddie Hair and Beauty Salon in Kisementi. Customer care, exquisite experience. For Barbara, her designer, David Kabenge, he designs specially made clothes to suit your personality, your skin tone, your aura. You can see her glowing. And the jewelry is from SN Store. You look ravishing. And the makeup, of course, by Sununu Effect. You know where to go now. My hair is done by Baddie Hair and Beauty Salon. When I walked in, I knew I was at home. They take so much care caressing your scalp. You're awake, but you are so at peace like you're sleeping. It's only people who have experience with hair. And my clothes by Arija Fashion. Arija Clothes knows how to dress people of all types of personalities. And they found me. They said, Beverley, with your energy, this is what you need. Thank you so much, Arija. Thank you to all of you. Thank you so much. We extend gratitude to you each and every day. You rekindle us in ways we've never known. Make sure you subscribe. We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. Subscribe to our channels, not just for the likes, but because we want to connect. What is the truth? You may have experienced it yourself. Somebody saying, that is my truth. And really, it's their experience. Have you encountered the truth? How deep, how far, how wide? Join us by commenting and, of course, subscribing. God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend. It's been fabulous. Bye-bye.